Today we're visiting Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas. This is our first time here. I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV. Well, good morning and hello everybody. Greetings from the Dallas-Fort Worth, the Dallas-Arlington KOA holiday. And we're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We've never been in this area before, and we're gonna kind of do it backwards. First, we're going to Fort Worth today, and then tomorrow we're going to Dallas. We're even gonna have a meetup in Dallas, so really looking forward to that. Beautiful weather today. Look at that sky. One sticker. Here we are, Fort Worth, and the main thing we're gonna do here is the Stockyards. But first, let's drive by downtown, get a feel of the city. On the left here we have the John F. Kennedy Memorial, and there seems to be some kind of cheerleading event in town. It feels like a very clean, walkable downtown. First impression is good. That would be the Tarrant County Court. Now let's go to the Stockyards. I think we're getting close. Yes, the cobblestone street is a sign we are approaching a historic area, right? As we turn right here on East Exchange Avenue, well, this is it. Pretty congested area, but it seems like a lot of fun. There's a plethora of bars and restaurants, and of course, there's only so much you can eat or drink, right? Alright, let's find parking. They have a couple of these longhorns you can take a picture with, and the whole place has a nice festive vibe, almost Disney-esque in its execution. They even have a mechanical bull. It is, of course, still early, perhaps too early for this place. I'm sure in a couple of hours it is going to be happening. Here we have some shops and restaurants. It's a Cadillac. Ooh, there's a record store that sells beer. I guess vinyl is making a comeback. There are plenty of stores selling boots, cowboy hats. What do you think? Bad angle? I guess you can actually buy one of these things. Well, hello there. Of course, there's a rodeo and museums, but I don't know how much of that we are actually going to do. And now there's a line to take a picture with the bighorn. I don't know who that is, but we'll soon find out. I see a brewery, Second Rodeo Brewing Company. It soon becomes evident that this is a party town, where you're allowed to walk around with a drink in your hand. Very lively, very festive. And this is pretty much the end. It is just a couple of blocks long. This is that main highway we took from downtown. Very, very busy. This Cattleman Steakhouse seems really good. It was established in 1947, and I kind of wish we hadn't had that big breakfast. I also wonder if it is related to the one in Oklahoma City. Of course, there is no shortage of steakhouses in this area. Here we go. It's official. I kind of wanted to do the John Wayne Museum and the Cowboy Hall of Fame, but ultimately we decided against it. They have some interesting metal art here on the street. And this is the thing. The whole Cowboy Hall of Fame is undergoing renovations, and while it is open, today I'm just not feeling it. I'm not in a museum mood. Here we have some more cowboy street art. Ooh, it is a statue of actor and musician Red Steagall. And that's where they do the rodeo. While we wait for the 4 p.m. cattle drive, how about an IPA at Second Rodeo Brewing Company? And we have live music.
Out on the road, late at night, and I see my pretty eyes, every headlight, Alice.
I ordered something that looks like a Philly cheesesteak or nachos.
Ribeye nachos.
It is actually pretty good. And as my IPA slowly empties out, the place is quickly filling up.
My head is too big. Almost right, just a little bigger.
I wanted to buy me a cowboy hat. Of course, the one that I really liked was $350. I guess I have good taste. Too good, perhaps, for my wallet. People are starting to gather here because the cattle run is about to happen. They do it twice a day, and we're catching the 4 p.m. run.
Oh my goodness, what a beautiful, gorgeous afternoon we have today. Saddle up, it's showtime. Join us for our 133rd anniversary giveaways, Western fashion, ice skating, rodeos, and more. Boys and girls, we got it all covered down here for you. When it's late is 1882.
Here comes the trail bus.
Blazing Saddle, 1917. I can't quite see. Yeah. By the way, this is Kristen. Say hi to Kristen, everybody. She is the lead trail boss. She's the one that puts all this together. So.
Double cheese bacon.
And that's all we're gonna do today. Yo cerré la puerta de la calle, ¿verdad?
Head east, then turn left.
Yes, I did. The KOA here, it's nice. It is very well located, kind of halfway between Fort Worth and Dallas, but it is a huge metropolitan area, so it is a good 40 to 45 minute drive to Dallas. There it is. Good looking skyline. Our first stop is going to be Dealey Plaza, the site of the John F. Kennedy assassination. More specifically, the 6th floor museum, which chronicles the assassination and the legacy of the 35th President of the United States. Here we are, Dealey Plaza. Let's park. Admission is $18 per adult and they do not allow video, so let's do a nifty slideshow. It was from this window that the lethal shot that killed Kennedy was fired. Or was it? The first part mostly focuses on Kennedy's political life and presidency, mostly through historic pictures and videos. And here's that final moment. The last pictures just before the shots were fired. The very grainy photographs and film frames that recorded the precise moment for posterity. Here's that corner window and the view down to Elm Street. They even have a computer-generated 3D animation, although they could keep the windows a little cleaner, don't you think? While I'm not a big fan of museums with just pictures and text, this part I do find fascinating. There's even a section about the many conspiracy theories regarding the assassination, this one being my favorite. And the rifle, just like this one, was apparently the murder weapon.
Well, as you saw, we started our day here in Dallas today at the 6th floor museum up there, from where allegedly, the shots were fired that eventually killed the President Kennedy. And they did not allow me to take video up there, but I took some pictures, and now we're gonna see the very spot where it happened, which is, I suppose, this X right here on the street, and that's where President Kennedy was assassinated, right there. Well, another theory is that the fourth shot may have been fired from here, because there's some evidence that the fourth shot may have been from the front. They were coming, the limousine was coming this way, and there are many conspiracy theories about the Kennedy assassination, as you all know.
This is the view from Grassy Knoll, from where, according to one theory, the final shot may have been fired. It is such a unique experience when you get to visit a place where a significant historical event happened, especially a relatively recent one we have pictures and even movies of.
As I was saying, the corner window up there on the 6th floor, that's where supposedly either the first shot that wounded him or the final shot that killed him. We don't know exactly where they came from. Let's see, there's supposed to be a memorial around here. There's a bunch of people on the street, not too many this morning, kind of trying to explain to you what really happened, which you may never know. Apparently, Dealey Plaza here also happens to be the birthplace of Dallas. Within this small park was built the first home, which also served as the first courthouse. There you go, the more you know. On November 22nd, 1963. And here's a graphical representation. This is the 6th floor museum, and this is the approximate location.
This is what is known as the Old Red Courthouse. Here's a statue of George Dealey, a Dallas businessman, publisher of the Dallas Morning News, and yes, the plaza is named after him. Let's check out the JFK Memorial Plaza. It is a very stark monument.
This would be the John F. Kennedy Memorial Plaza. Not my favorite architectural style, but it's supposed to be a place to isolate yourself from the noise of the city, if you will. All right, let's check out Founders Plaza here.
This area was first settled in the 1840s by immigrants from different states as far east as Tennessee. This cabin built out of cedar logs before 1850 and eventually moved to its current location.
Yeah, built sometime between 1841 and 1850, and it was moved here in the 1920s.
Alright, we're hungry, and one of the things Texas is famous for is barbecue. Someone recommended Lockhart Smokehouse in the Bishop Arts District, and since we paid parking for the whole day at the museum, we're going to take an Uber. Maybe later we can go up to Reunion Tower. Here we are.
Cheers.
Good IPA, some of the best baked beans I've ever had, and the brisket. Oh, the brisket.
Oh, that was good. Definitely pleasantly surprised. Kind of wish that they would give you like a plate or more formal, but it's a barbecue place. The baked beans, as you probably know, I'm a baked beans fan, and they're probably some of the best I've ever had. And that brisket, All right, we're waiting for an Uber. We're going someplace else now.
Cool looking neighborhood, probably worth a revisit. Someday, sometime.
And just like that, we are now at Pioneer Park. Let's check it out. What do you know? They're hollow. But they're nice. They're actually very well made. This one is impressive. I like that big horn. This was a dude at the end of the cattle run. You get all the smell and all the dust, and I mean that's what they told us yesterday at the Stockyards. That this guy will be like the rookie. Anyway, that's a very well made sculpture. I have no idea where we're going next, but we're gonna continue exploring this great city, which at first sight here, first vibe, I like it. That.
From here, we're just gonna walk. There are several points of interest that are walking distance. Yep, it is a good-looking city. What's going on here?
Who find themselves struggling.
Thank you, Bishop Burns, for that prayer. We are thankful for all you do for life.
You see, you never know what you're gonna find roaming the city streets. What is this place? Apparently, it used to be a nightclub called Gatsby.
We're just walking around the streets of Dallas here, kind of getting lost. It's one of those cities that kind of encourages getting lost and discovering things. Say cheese.
This is the AT&T Discovery District.
And here we have, of course, the Lone Star of Texas. What a beautiful day.
The golden statue is called the Spirit of Communication. I guess it makes sense that it is located at the AT&T Plaza here, where, according to the website, tech, culture, and entertainment combine to create unique experiences. Right next to the AT&T store too, which, by the way, I didn't film inside, but is very cool. I checked out the latest phones and devices. That is a gorgeous building right there. And here's the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas.
At some point during the day, you need your caffeine fix, so it's espresso time. El amor nunca muere. No, Mahatma Gandhi. Who would have thought?
And this is actually what we came to see, this giant eyeball, which is actually on private property, so you can't really get to it. This is actually as close as we can get. Luckily, I have a good zoom lens. We continue walking the streets of downtown Dallas, admiring the architecture and the pleasant weather, and we're kind of back where we started. Now guess where we're going next? We are very close, so we're just going to walk. And it could be my perception, but Dallas feels like a very safe city to walk around anywhere, at least downtown during the daytime. We entered through the Hyatt Hotel. Of course, we get a super clear bird's eye view of Dealey Plaza and the whole JFK assassination site.
Here we are, Reunion Tower, and we definitely get commanding views of downtown Dallas. I really like Dallas so far, let me tell you. Oh, it's windy up here, so let's go back. And that's it. We're having the meetup now in a few, so we might drive around a little bit, get a little more of a lay of the land. But I think this is it.
We still have about 2 hours until our meetup, so let's drive around and see some of the other areas we may want to visit. This is called Clyde Warren Park, and it is very lively. I don't think we're gonna have time to find parking and explore by foot, but let me tell you, I like it. Let's drive around it.
Riding my RV.
Hey, Cuban food. Quinceañera, perhaps? Next, we're gonna check out another area called Deep Ellum, self-proclaimed the live music capital of North Texas. It is an entertainment district with street murals, quirky art galleries and concert venues, brew pubs, cocktail bars, Tex-Mex restaurants. Maybe tomorrow, huh? We must be getting close. I see street art. Yep, this gotta be it. Okay, that was definitely happening. Now let's go to the brewery where we're holding our 2023 Dallas-Fort Worth meetup at Texas Ale Project. I have a distinct feeling we've been here before, and yes, we were walking by here earlier. This is where they have that giant eyeball and where I got my espresso.
Riding my RV.
Let me tell you how this happened. It turns out someone called the brewery, and then the brewery reached out to me, and I told them, hey, I might want to do a meetup in Dallas. And they even reserved this area for us. That was very nice of them, and the meetup was a resounding success.
Yeah. Fly Pelican! I'm riding my RV wherever I want to be. 'Cause I'm free in my RV, yeah. Riding in my RV wherever I want to be. 'Cause I'm free in my RV. All right.
1, 2, 3. We love you, Robert. Oh, yes, we do. We love you, Robert, and we'll be true. You're not with us, we're blue. Oh, Robert, we love you.
Thank you. Well, as is usually the case, we almost shut down the place. See you tomorrow. Good afternoon. It is
Take the
Sunday.
next right, then turn left.
And today's kind of like a cushion day. We don't have any big grand plans for today. Just, we're gonna have try to go eat some Tex-Mex. We haven't had any Tex-Mex since we're here, and it's the thing to eat in Dallas, right? And then we don't know exactly what we're gonna do. So it's a surprise as much for you as it is for us. So
A bunch of people at the meetup recommended Joe T. Garcia's in Fort Worth for Tex-Mex, but when we arrived, the line went around the block and it wasn't really moving, so it would have been hours, and you know how I feel about making long lines. So we decided to come to this new complex in Arlington called Texas Live.
well, after looking for Tex-Mex without success, I'll let you know about it. We decided to come to Texas Live. It's supposed to be a thing here and highly recommended.
Okay, I see, it's kind of like a sports viewing venue with bars and restaurants. But all the restaurants are empty, nobody is eating, so we ended up at Mariano's.
Well, this one is called Mariano's. Maybe fifth time it's just the charm. I'm so hungry I can't even talk.
It turns out Mariano invented the frozen margarita. Who would have thought, right? Excellent tortilla soup. I got the enchilada, and Ili got the burrito. The service and the ambience are great. Definitely a well-run restaurant.
Well, here we go. As some people say, it was scrumptious. By the way, I didn't know this guy Mariano. He invented the frozen margarita, and this place, actually third time was definitely the charm. This was great. By the way, finding this place was like a whole process. First, we wanted to go to this famous place in Fort Worth called Joe T. Garcia. The line went around the block. Then we went to the Texas Live, and it was like totally anticlimactic. It was like there was a football game and people were just drinking, and there was really all the restaurants were kind of closed. And then Ili found this place, and I'm like, and it was better than expected for sure. Now let's get back to the campground.
Well, good morning. We're leaving the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Arlington here. Yeah, I liked it. Now we're gonna have pretty much an all-day drive all the way to West Texas, and we're gonna take the back roads. Let's just see what it looks like on the back roads of Texas. And that's all we did in Dallas. I know, barely scratched the surface, but we depart with a good feeling. Definitely one of my favorite cities now. I like the architecture, Great food, history, cowboy culture, and above all, the people. Texas friendly for sure, especially it being such a large metropolitan area. Now for the next few days we're going to be
Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west. Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west. Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west. Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west. Driving to the west.
For the next 700 miles or so, driving to the west, we're going to take the road less traveled and go through places like Monday, Knox City, and Brownfield. Then we're going to visit 2 national parks, Carlsbad Caverns and White Sands, as we make our way to that mythical place called Quartzsite, Arizona. But that will be the next episode. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and see you on the road.
I'm riding in my RV.